Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of love and marriage Huntsville updates. So we're going to talk about Melody's live where she was giving a public service announcement to content creators. We're going to talk about Wanda talking about Tisha and Melody. And we're also going to talk briefly about the lawsuit against Marsau and Tisha by Zen Gardens. So make sure you watch until the end so you don't miss any of the stories we're talking about. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. Don't forget to like, share, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now let's get into today's video. So Melody went live and was talking to content creators in relation to her TikTok. So if you guys don't know, some content creators stream her TikTok videos live. So while she's live over there on TikTok, they are streaming it live. Now, the problem with that is that doesn't necessarily bring the numbers to her TikTok. Instead, it brings the numbers to, for instance, the content creators' pages, which, if you think about it, does not exactly help Melody because half of the fan base is over there on the content creators' channel instead of over there on Mel's channel. Think about it, as content creators, we should be leading people to watch the live. And also for people that missed the live, maybe having a screenshot or a few a short video or a short summary, or even having the TikTok live for you guys to watch at after the fact, because it doesn't it's not like the TikTok live is saved over there on her page, right? So she was basically saying about that and asked content creators not to stream live while she's on TikTok because it divides the team up. And I agree, because ultimately the goal is one, to help Melody build her channel over there on TikTok where she can get a lot more sales and bring people over to TikTok as opposed to taking them on YouTube. Because also think about the discounts that TikTok gives people that sell on TikTok. It depends on the audience that they're bringing. But if the audience is being split up, then it does not help her. I love how she called it out. That's the way that I feel like a lot of people should learn. That's how you talk to your fans. That's how you talk to people. Instead of the way Carlos acts like the content creators have no power or pull in these YouTube streets except Funky Dinever. Now, let me know what you guys think about that. And then let's move on to the next story. So we're going to be talking about Wanda. First of all, I don't know how you guys listen to Wanda. I struggle. I listened to a little part of it and I could not take it anymore. So I just came off and I was like, okay, I will summarize what I got from this. But honestly, I cannot listen to the whole thing. You guys will have to forgive me. I tried. I really did try. I listened to a good amount, but even that, I was listening to it with why does she speak like this? I don't know if it's just me. It may just be me, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now let's talk about what she said. She said she feels like people are always hating on Letitia for no reason, and she doesn't have to come on social media to defend herself. Now, I don't think people hate on Tisha for no reason. Let's be clear. There are reasons that people hate on Tisha. People feel like Tisha has no accountability. She starts ish. She's messy. Then she hides her hands. That is what people say about Tisha. People feel like Tisha is fake. And that is what we are seeing on the show. So you can't blame us for having those views. Now, hating on, personally, I don't hate on nobody. I don't know you enough to hate on you or care either way. However, I feel like the reason people don't be seeing for Tisha or checking for Tisha is because of her lack of accountability. She would never own her part in anything. It's very much like, oh, this. Let's also not forget all the confessional gangster-ish. You be in this woman's face acting like you guys are cool, but in confessionals, you be throwing shade whenever you feel like it. That's not cool. People don't like that. People like people that would give it to you straight and then that's it. You either deal with it or you don't. That's why people generally prefer Destiny to Tisha. most people prefer Destiny to Tisha. They may not like that Destiny does not really be opening up and telling her business, or she's playing the victim card a little too much. But they generally feel like she's a bit more vocal. If she doesn't like you, everyone knows. Versus Tisha, who will be out here playing in your face. Okay. Now, Wanda said Tisha is a whole football field, or football team rather, and that people are on the sideline. I'm like, girl, what football team? Like, what football team? I just don't get that reference. And she then tried to say, like, Marsau is the head coach in charge and people are pressed. And I'm like, girl, ain't nobody pressed. Ain't nobody cares. Marsau could be head coach of what exactly? She kept using a lot of like football references, saying Tisha plays all around and touchdown on y'all. I'm like, touchdown on what? Like, what are you talking about? And then she then says, so this is where she kind of references Melody. Now, she didn't call Melody's name, but when I say what she says, you guys will know who she's talking about. She said people act like when they talk about this person in particular, they need to activate. We all know Melody is activate, okay? So we all know she is referring to Melody. She didn't mention her name, but who else talks about activate, or who else? Where did the word activate come from, or what fan base uses activate? We all know, right? She basically was trying to insinuate that, like, you know, she, like, people act like she's like Jesus and no one can talk about her. No one says no one can talk about her, and she ain't Jesus, that's for sure. She ain't my Lord and Savior. People just feel like she's constantly being picked on the show and off the show by castmates. The castmates have a certain standard for certain people, but then when it comes to her, they don't have that standard. It is clear they do not like her. They are just in her space to try to collect their check and will do and say whatever against her. So she is a lone wolf. So of course people support lone wolves, especially when they can see that there is nothing that she has done that other people on the castmates have not done worse. Okay. So that is why people will continue to support Melody. Okay. And instead of her making it seem like millimeters or Melody or everyone is activating, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of people drag Melody lately, and millimeters have just been like, it is what it is. I haven't really seen millimeters back and forth in those comments as back in the day as I used to. People are just like, we peep your game, whatever, we move. Like, no one cares anymore about going back and forth with idiots, okay? Now, of course, that's not to say some people still don't respond, and you're allowed to respond if you want to. Sometimes I respond. I'm just saying, like, the way they make it seem like these millimeters are coming and fighting everybody is ridiculous to me. I'm just saying that. I'm glad we've moved on from that storyline on the show, at least, because that was a ridiculous season of coming for the millimeters. This is the part that gagged me, okay? She started saying, Tisha got a husband. I'm like, okay, and is that supposed to be an achievement? Like, a man that acts and moves like he's single? A man that travels to a different continent without his wife? A man that cannot answer a straight and direct question about whether he cheated on you? Why is that supposed to be some sort of achievement? Of what? Like, what? Like, a man that has been outed for different shady business practices allegedly, okay? So, like, what is the achievement? I don't get it. Now, there is one thing that Wanda did admit, and I was like, okay, at least she agrees, and she's not trying to fool us out here, or try to at least. She admits that she does get bothered when people talk about Tisha. And I'm like, yeah, we've seen it. You are hella bothered because every time there is some sort of negative comment about Tisha, you come out there with your cape on to try to be her mouthpiece. So we see it, but at least we're glad you finally admit that you're bothered. So that's that. Now, let's move on to the story about the Zen Gardens. So for those of you who do not know, there was a lawsuit with Scott versus Zen Gardens. Marsau sued for $800,000. Zen Gardens sued for $5 million. Okay, that is a lot of money. Or is it $5.5 million? Now, apparently Scott filed a lien on the property owned by Zen Gardens. And then Fast forward to that, Zen Gardens filed a motion in lieu of the lien being placed on their building. And so they filed a motion to have the lien placed on in security. So the judge approved it. So essentially, we'll have to see what happens with this lawsuit. But I'm just like, imagine being sued for $5.5 million. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. We'll have to see what comes out of it. But shout out to T from TV, because that's where I got that story from. Now, let me know what you guys think. I know we've covered a few different stories, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.